Hello everyone, Tasty Waffle here. It's time for my review of Marvel's latest extravaganza, Ant-Man, directed by Peyton Reed. So let's begin. The first thing we'll look at is the plot. Most superhero movies do not have strong plots. Most superhero movies come down to the good guy must defeat the bad guy. But that's really not solid enough of a plot. Thankfully, Ant-Man has a good plot because not only must Ant-Man defeat Yellow Jacket, but the plot of the film comes down to a heist where Ant-Man has to steal the Yellow Jacket suit. That's a great plot because not only is it good guy must be bad guy, but it gives us a goal. It gives us something tangible to accomplish. So that's very good. The only detraction from the plot of Ant-Man is a storyline involving Scott Lang and his daughter. I find that was unnecessary, and it's sort of a plot element that really doesn't really come down to mean that much, and quite frankly, we could have been better without it. Therefore, the plot will get a 4 out of 5. The next thing we'll look at are the characters. There are some great characters in here. Michael Douglas as Hank Pym, Evangeline Lilly as Hope Van Dyne, Paul Rudd as Scott Lang, Michael Pena as Luis is fantastic. Corey Stoll as Darren Cross, aka Yellow Jacket, makes a good villain, but like many Marvel films, he is not a memorable character. And now some of the other characters, Scott Lang's partners, Dave and Kurt, don't really do very much, and they're kind of unnecessary. And all the characters involved with Scott Lang and his daughter, his ex-wife, the ex-wife's fiance, and even the daughter, are really not very interesting and a little bit unimportant to the story. Therefore, I give the characters 4 out of 5. Let's look at the script. The script here is great. It's funny, it's hilarious, but it never feels forced. It always feels natural to the story. The dialogue's great, the acting is great, and the comedy works perfectly. There are some problems with the structure of the film, as indicated by the script, but overall it works great. So I give it a 4 out of 5. The next thing we'll look at is the depth. This is where I think the film kind of falls flat. There is not a lot of character development or depth to this story, which is unfortunate. None of the characters evolve or progress or change. Scott Lang starts out and ends pretty much the same as he was. You don't see a lot of change or interesting discoveries about the characters, and some of the things in the film are kind of predictable. So therefore I have to give the depth, unfortunately, 1 out of 5. Let's talk about the music. The music here is fantastic. It just gives you that sense of strangeness and that sense of weirdness that is this story. And also it's got some great instrumental work. This is a wonderful score that uplifts the film to a whole new level. So I give the music a 5 out of 5. And last but not least, the spectacle. The spectacle here is fantastic. This is such a visually striking film. Usually when you have a movie with this much CGI, and this film has a lot of CGI, it takes you out of it. This movie, it doesn't. It feels natural, and it looks fantastic. They did a really good job here of making it believable, and that's hard to do in our modern CGI-filled world. So I give the spectacle a 5 out of 5. Well, when you total it up, It's a 23 out of 30. This is a fun movie. I highly recommend it. It's hilarious, and it really has fun with the nonsensical idea of a guy who can shrink. This is not necessarily a great movie, but it's a very good movie, and I find it a welcome addition to the Avengers universe. So I recommend it. Ant-Man, directed by Peyton Reed. Well, thanks for watching. Bye.